many people disappointed. I'm disappointed with tonight. I want you to understand. But I want you to understand something. I want you to understand something. Our disappointment tonight is not on you. It's on me. It's on me. I did not do well on Saturday night, so listen to this. That will never happen again.
He was the golden child coming into New Hampshire, the golden boy in the bubble, if one listened to Chris Christie. But Marco Rubio is now spending more time apologizing for his repetitive gaffes than he is talking about issues. And heading for South Carolina, the alleged best pick for Republican establishment hopes he is trying to squeeze his way back into the fray when even some of his biggest supporters may be seriously second-guessing his chances. Welcome back to veteran political analyst, best-selling author and strategist, read at Newsmax.com. Always a pleasure to have Dick Morris here in the studio. All right, Dick, Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm still stuck in last Saturday here. But that seems to be, some people will say, wait a minute, that's the thing that turned this guy out on everybody and basically lost a lot of push for him? Yeah. It not only lost it in the electorate, but the network's pushing for him as well. Yeah. Made a big mistake here.
Well, I think that Rubio did a good job in apologizing. I think that's very important. Hillary could take a lesson from that. Because he'll be under a spotlight in the next debate, and he'll have a chance to do better, and I assume his debate prep will be better. What I find fascinating about his candidacy, though, is the way the media, the establishment Republican media, and by that I particularly mean the Fox News channel, has been pushing him and advancing him all the time, every chance they get. I'd love to see a montage of that on film, of everything that they've said. But in the videos they play, the placement they give him, what they say about him, how they excuse him, how they say it's okay, they really have become almost a super PAC advancing his candidacy.
What's the end game?
Well, I think they want him as president. I think that Murdoch supports Rubio. And I have to tell you, I'm appalled because I worked for Fox News for 17 years. I must have done over 2,000 hits for them on media. Not once did anybody tell me what to say. Not once did anybody urge me to support one candidate as opposed to another. And yet it is obvious from the stuff Shep Smith says on it, from the way that the various news programs play it, that there is a real bias in favor of Rubio going on there.
Is it possible that their audience is getting older and older every single day and they see Rubio maybe as the young guy? Maybe they want to try and bring in an audience here? There's got to be a reason why they are so vehemently behind him.
I don't think it has anything to do with ratings. I think it has to do with political power. And I think that Murdoch, who had a history of using publications like the New York Post and others to advance his agenda, has so far not used Fox News to do that, but now it seems that he is. And by the way, it may be coincident with the reports that some of Roger Ailes' key people at Fox have been superseded by people that Murdoch's son has brought in. And that may signal a loss of control by Ailes and more control by Murdoch, because Ailes never did this stuff.
Do you believe that there is or was some sort of an under-the-table deal here? We'll push you. You make sure that when you get in office, you help us.
No, it's not how that stuff works. We'll push you because we like you, we support you. We do hope that you'll do something for us, but I think it's much more an exercise in political power. I think it's much more showing the power for its own sake, and maybe Trump scares the daylights out of them.
Ailes and Murdoch showing that they have the guns. They're the ones that can make things happen regardless. We do it better than anybody, and failing.
In this case, more Murdoch than Ailes. Ailes is reputed to have been for Trump. And in fact, Ailes is reputed to have had some of the moves that Donald made, some of his more brilliant moves. May have been fed in by Roger Ailes. But Murdoch is for Rubio, and it really shows in Fox. And this did not happen years ago. Fox never used to be like that.
I got about 60 seconds left. Let's turn to the left right now. Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, everybody involved, they've been around politics their entire lives here. How could they have miscalculated so badly, had such a hubris and ego that made them get slammed and beaten so badly in New Hampshire?
Hubris and ego had nothing to do with it, nor did Bernie Sanders being a socialist. Hillary's being a liar finally caught up with her. Finally. 34% of the voters said honesty was the most important trait, and they voted for Bernie 90-5. And interestingly, Bernie beat Hillary among the liberals, of course, 60-38, but he beat her among moderates and conservatives by 60-37. So ideology didn't factor into this, and no new message or new consultants or new staff is going to solve it. But the problem is that she is branded a liar, and enough voters believe that, so she can't even win a Democratic primary.
Which means no matter what she says at this point, everybody's going to look and say, just another lie. And that's something you can't stop. Dick, always a pleasure, my
Thank
friend.
you.
Thanks so much for joining us. All right. The single biggest question being asked about the New Hampshire primaries, especially if your choice didn't go well. One question. We'll ask it and get some answers from those who understand the Granite State better than anybody. Stay with us. The Hardline continues.